any other time in history, and the government would have you thinking more taxes means safety. Well, I've got a story where the opposite is true. Stick with me. Tonight, we're talking about two headlines. Coming up here in mere moments, I've got two big stories about to barrel through this channel into your ears that challenges the mainstream narrative. First up, FreightWaves report claims that repealing a truck tax will make highways safer. Let's get started on these. Pay attention. You're going to scratch your head on this one. Greetings to you, truck lovers and truth seekers from all over the United States of trucking. Half my brain tied behind my back just to keep it fair for the mainstream media. This is your collaborative think tank for advanced trucking journalism. And here, your search for greatness just ended. What I'm about to share affects every last one of you. First in the story is imports and tariffs. Imports and tariffs are two words that usually sound like political white noise until they hit your wallet like a blown out airbag at 70 miles an hour. Recently, a report come out of FreightWaves talking about import activity taking a severe drop to the tune of 60%. Yeah, you heard me right. Not 16, 60, 60%. FreightWaves is actually waving a red flag here, saying that there's no sign that we'll get a surge like we normally get in the summers this year. Hits all of us. It hits reefers, vans, intermodal, and every kind of rig you can think of. Now, don't shoot the messenger. This is what FreightWaves is saying. As one wise man once said, when the tide goes out, you kind of find out who's been swimming naked. By the way, that was Warren Buffett. There's a new economic cycle brewing here, and it ain't about oil or housing this time. It's all about freight shifting caused by tariffs. And if it costs more to ship the stuff in, companies are going to ship less of it. Don't get me wrong, it's all about American made. It's all this sudden shock of let's do things the way they were supposed to, kind of what Trump's been saying all along. But what you don't see is the big media outlets. They're too busy arguing over TikTok bans while the shipping lanes are drying up. And the only people talking about the real effect of trucking are people like myself and a few other trucking channels. What FreightWaves is called a new phase of downturn, I'm calling it the truth. It's a new way we have to do business. It doesn't matter what FreightWaves calls it. It doesn't matter what anyone else calls it. It's something to pay attention to. And I don't care what sector of trucking you're in. It's going to affect you one way or the other. It's going to affect all of us. So my hope is our government gets their head on straight and realizes that tariffs, although they may look good on paper, they're not going to be the end-all be-all they think it is. If you've got a different idea or answer as to how to straighten out these imbalances that Trump is trying to go after, put something in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And stick around for the second story because it's just as powerful as this first one, only you're driving an older truck. Some say you're more dangerous. This one also produced by FreightWaves. It speaks of an ATRI report recently released discussing that by repealing the 12% federal excise tax on new trucks could actually lead to fewer crashes. When I saw that, I thought, really? They cite actually a few things: lead to fewer crashes, financial savings, and environmental benefits. Let's consider a few things here. Is this truly about safety, or is there a deeper agenda at play here? Are we being led to believe that older equipment is inherently more dangerous without considering the full context? They go on an argument about safety. The article points that newer trucks equipped with advanced driver assistance systems can prevent approximately 750 crashes annually, translating to nearly $13.5 billion in reduced crash-related costs over a decade. But here's the question I ask. Are we to believe that seasoned drivers with years of experience suddenly become liabilities simply because they're operating older equipment? Am I reading in this article that just because I drive a 2020 and that I haven't purchased a brand new 2026 model truck, that I'm more dangerous? Where did my experience go? Where did my judgment go? Is the implication without the latest technology, I'm frankly skillless and absolutely incapable of doing my job? Put down in the comments what you think of that interpretation. The link to the article will be down below. Plainly says older trucks are more dangerous. Let's look at the cost factor. The tax they're talking about adds a significant amount to the price of a new truck. But even with the removal of this, the cost remains substantial. For instance, a new semi-truck can range between $175,000 to $250,000. The removal of the FET might reduce the price by maybe 20 to 50 grand, but does this reduction truly make a new truck more affordable? So believe me, the tax by itself is not going to make me rush out and buy a new truck. I'll gladly spend 50 or 60. And with used truck prices averaging 54,000, the gap remains significant. And lastly, the reality of this driver assist stuff, promises enhanced safety, they also come with increased costs. You don't get this stuff for free. The average cost of replacing the driver component, like in a side mirror, for example, over $1,000. I'd like to know what you think. Personally, I like the reliability of the older truck I buy. I'm not factoring in whether or not a tax was charged versus not charged. It doesn't make a difference. There are those in the industry that say with all this ADAS added to the trucks, there's a more significant safety factor and less crashes. So I don't believe with the ATRI stance on the fact that older trucks equal more dangerous circumstances. So I'd like to see where the ATRI gets its data from. I think there's a little padding going on here. So let me ask you, do you feel that operating older equipment compromises your safety? Or do you feel like you've got to go out and buy something new tomorrow? Let me know down below. And whether you're talking about information on newer trucks, or whether you're talking about the significance of what the future market looks like, look between the lines. Judge for yourself. I, for one, don't always believe the narrative. We've got to ensure that everything that we see and everything we read is genuinely there to serve the interest of the industry. And always remember, it's the trucks that make the deliveries, but it's you that make the difference. Till next time, keep it real, keep the faith, and keep it rolling.